and just, I know that God moved in his life, and my father personally has shared some great things about Mr. Lamon. So let's invite candidate for U.S. Senate, Jim Lamon.
Yeah. Power. It lights the darkness, keeps us connected. It even saves lives. My name is Jim Lamon, and I've spent my career bringing power to the people. But we all know there's another kind of power. Some people have a lot of it, but others have almost none. As a kid, I worked on my family farm, shoveling manure for quarters. I didn't have a lot of power, but the lessons my parents taught me showed me the power to better yourself comes from hard work. I couldn't afford to go to college, but an ROTC scholarship gave me the power of an education. Playing football for Coach Bear Bryant taught me the power of being part of a team. Serving in Germany during the Cold War showed me that American freedom is so powerful. People would risk their lives to escape communism to grasp it. As an entrepreneur, building one of the fastest growing private energy companies in America, I've learned that power also means responsibility. Too many powerful companies outsource jobs, collude with our foreign foes, and abandon the American ideals that made their success possible. Our political and media elites have a lot of power. The power to divide us and distract us, to amplify the angry, the lies, and suppress the reasonable. The power to spend so much money, our grandchildren will struggle to pay off the debt. But here in America, we have the power to take their power away. I'm Jim Lamon, and that's why I'm running for U.S. Senate. I want to take money and power away from Washington, D.C. and give it back to you. In my company, we understand how to make power and turn it into a force for good. We put American workers and veterans first. We solve problems with the power of innovation and teamwork, and we use our profits to help those in need. I'm Jim Lamon. Please join me. Together we have the power to build a brighter future for Arizona, our country, and for our children. Well, thanks, guys. Bill, can you hear me okay? I'll just talk like this, that's all right. So appreciate Bishop Santos, his son, his family. This great church. It was one of the first places I came after I was moved over the Christmas holidays to go step forward and help this country. I'm normally go to Scottsdale Bible, but it's been a beautiful thing getting around to various churches in the state. You just feel the energy of all the people out there that want a fighter. They want a leader. They want somebody that will tell the truth and go do, not one thing in the primary, say one thing in the primary, another in general, and then go do what the hey ever in the Senate. And that's not me. I'm not a politician, not a lawyer. I'm a business guy. I'm a humble farm boy from Alabama that God blessed with great parents, great country. We didn't have a lot beyond that, and as I think I could say this in church, shovel manure for quarters when I grew up, put myself through college, played a couple years linebacker for Coach Bryant at Alabama, off to the military, 6 years paratrooper and engineer, stationed in Germany, 3 of those, into private industry, designed build a big power plant, worked myself up to president, second largest power construction company in the country, 40,000 folks. And I don't say this, guys and ladies, to pat myself on the back. I'm just saying that I know what it's like to be outside of government, to be out in the real world. I know what it's like to compete against our own government with all the permits and the stuff you have to put up with, and even today compete for wages, for God's sake. So my goal is to make sure our kids and grandkids have the same American dream that we have. And I'm going to be brief today, but I want to say that one of the things that inspired me also is the way that patriots have been stepping up. This to me, it's the Communist Chinese Party into George Soros, into almost all the Democratic coffers. Just everything they want to take down from this country, from our fabric of our families to our church to everything they can get their hands on. And I just feel this groundswell that says not on our watch, that we're going to take this country back. it's just a calling for me that, I'm not trying to be holy roly here or anything. All I'm trying to say is that this is not something I ever envisioned doing. But I've always wondered, why me, Lord? Why have I been the one that was fortunate to be big enough for my age to play at Alabama for a couple years? Why was I able to be a lead and jump out of perfectly, be dumb enough maybe, jump out of perfectly good airplanes? Why was I able to move up these companies when so many other people were smarter than I was? And I just always believed in the big guy in my company today. We tithe 10% of our net income, millions a year to help those in need. And he always says, your bucket can't control the blessings, and that's the way it is. I've been able to step out of that. America First, briefly, and I'll get over to some policies here for you. In America First, before it was popular, me and my company were supporting conservatives like President Trump, like conservatives in the Arizona House and Senate, like Freedom Caucus, which is Andy Biggs and Paul Gosar and others all across our country. I think they're now the largest single caucus in the House on the Republican side. It's been very blessed with that, to be able to do that. Additionally, supported the audit. So I've been standing up when others, if you would hide from the Arizona Republic, if you could do that, how are you going to stand up in D.C.? So I've been front and center, proud of the audit. There's things that we got to do, and I'm pushing the legislature now, which they won't do, but you get back in special session and fix it. Thirdly, America First, very proud that me and my company we founded and paying for the largest private voter registration project in the country. Right now we're out registering George Soros' team 3-1 in Arizona. And that's what it takes. It takes votes. And it takes a motivated grassroots. We're out there every day, usually now 3 and 4 times a day. We're doing about 860 miles a week across this beautiful state. I got the most amazing team on the planet. They even put up with me, so I know they're amazing. Don't say anything, Lori. But I'm just a core patriot at heart. And I'm going to stand up for us. I'm fortunate with the company. I don't have to take lobbyist dollars. That's just pollution of the mind, right? I'm pure for us. I need your help. But financially, I've got a way to really go strong, and I need your help to get there to the finish line, JimLamon.com. As a business guy, our company is 1,700, a little over 1,700 people strong in this country. 22% of those are veterans. General population is about 4 or 5%. 600 of 800 million stays right here in the good old USA. And veterans are 22%. So it's things that, my point of that, folks, is that I've been doing the right thing, even when it was hard or I'm not looking for recognition for it, but doing the right things. And I will fight for you in the U.S. Senate. Well, somebody needs to, because otherwise we're gone as a country. And the next thing, they'll take down our churches. They're already doing it today with these silly lockouts and mask mandates and stuff like that for churches. So I'm going to hit a few policies here for you, if you don't mind. I'm going to be brief. The website, JimLamon.com, is being built out with these already. You won't see all of them, more coming like each week that we put up there. But I'm kind of like, let you know what you're buying from Jim Lamon when he's your U.S. Senator. And I'll be held accountable to these. I'm putting them out there. And that drives the consultants and the team crazy because, Jim, you're showing that kind of detail. I think America wants that.
Yeah.
I think they want a fighter.
Yeah.
I think they want somebody to stand by their word and mean it. So I'm going to ask Nick to jump to the next one. Border control. If you don't have borders, you don't have a country. We have a great legal immigration system. I support it 100%. The only thing I disagree with at the border legally is Chinese and India visas. I think we need to reserve those for our own people, our own engineers. There's almost 500,000 that we give out. I think we cut that to 0, and then let's say maybe there's some number inside there. We start working to fix our own immigration problems, our own internal immigration. You know, we need to get back to our neighbors. This thing about China, you know, they're the enemy. Quite frankly, we need to treat them that way.
Here, here.
Visa overstays. Millions. Like, I'm sorry. We let you in. You were granted permission to come to a beautiful country. You don't get to take those jobs. You got to go back. We got our own people to raise up in jobs. Next, Nick. Nick, next slide. Second of two that if you don't have, you don't have a country. Been big support of the audit. I've helped pay for it because it's the right thing to do. We found a lot of shenanigans in there. We got to fix it, period. I think it's time, you know, in Mexico, your voter ID is right there on your driver's license, your medical information, your precinct. It's there organized. We got to get our act together here in the U.S. A lot of bad actors are changing the people's right to vote and diluting it. Again, I won't spend time on these today, guys. Please go to the website. But hopefully you're going to see the strength, the tenacity in these policies. Nick. We as Americans are getting hoodwinked about some problems that don't get solved. I don't know why. I don't care. I'm going to solve problems. Water, we have a plenty in the Mississippi River, and it's going in the Gulf of Mexico. Divert a nominal percentage and get water back into the West, and let's start getting that problem solved. It's not that difficult. I've been fortunate to build $1 billion power plants. I can assure you this is imminently solvable. Next. This young lady said a moment ago, and something that's very passionate for me, I'm a product of integrated public schools, worked just fine for me. But I don't think my teachers would survive today. I think they'd be pushed to the sidelines or pushed out to private religious schools. Well, the kiddos are the ones that matter. Not the Department of Education, not the union bosses, but quite frankly, it's all about the kiddos. They have got to be given the opportunity to improve themselves like we do. And to that point, we mentioned earlier, we were talking that we have 3 Republicans between the House and the Senate that voted against the kiddos this year. We almost had ESAs across the board. I've met with them, I've told them. They thought they were coming for a fundraising discussion, and they were, because I'm going to fundraise their primary opponents. We're going to get them out. They don't deserve to be in there when they're voting against kids. One of them's taking themselves out, but the other 2 coming after them. I've already talked to several of my max donors. We're going to help them, get them out, get it for the kids. We've got to hold teachers accountable. You can't be striking. Come on, people. It's our kids. Yeah, I got it. Grievances, we sit down, we got to figure them out. Just like the police, you don't get to go on strike when you're talking about the kids. Next one. So combined here, from religious freedom and the pro-life side of me, a great improvement from going from Roe v. Wade to the current process that's headed to the Supreme Court. Full backing. I'm a pro-life candidate, and as I like to say, I'm glad my mother was as well, as I'm sure everybody in this room is. You know, this thing has gotten to be just about birth control, and that's driving our country in the wrong direction by a lot. Next, please. There's an interesting thing that I've learned in this race. You know, Newt Gingrich and Clinton, just before 9/11, what was back in like 1998, they actually balanced the budget. You guys remember that? It wasn't that long ago. You're too young, but some of us remember. You're too. They balanced the budget. It was $2 trillion. If you escalate that inflation today, that's $3 trillion. These yahoos in D.C. are batting around numbers like 6 and more trillion. You can't pay for that. We don't have the economy. We don't have the need for it. It's So my goal is, again, going to Washington. I'm a fighter. I'm a linebacker. I'm a paratrooper. I'm going to get billion-dollar coal and gas and solar plants built on time, on budget, and they outperform the guarantees. I've never had a project that we had to say, oops, doesn't work. Every one of them work. Why? Because you pay attention to stuff and you go work hard. So I'm not taking lobbyist dollars, guys, because I'm going to be pure to you. I need your help. But this kind of stuff of 6.5, when we're only sending 3.5, it's got to stop. Because again, just like we're not doing right by our kids with education, we're not doing right by our kids with piling on this debt. So I intend to stop it. Well, Jim, how are you going to do that as one senator wise? I'm not wise. Because the Senate's still going to be close to evenly divided. Herschel wins, I win. Somebody might lose. We're at 51 votes. Fortunately, with the company, I will take with me each of these policies an expert, not a young college grad Republican. I'm talking about an expert. I've been blessed to have the endorsement of the National Border Patrol Council, Brandon Judd, Holman, Morgan, etc. Earliest endorsement ever. They will bring a person to our staff that I'll pay for in DC to make sure that everything coming through here has got all the right stuff in it. Not let anything go through the Senate until we get that border secure. Ditto for these policies here on debt. Have the smartest economic person, is it Larry Kudlow or whoever else, put them on my staff. They're right there every day working together. We're not going there to play. We're not going there to be on Fox. We're going there to get work and get real reform done in this country. I'm giving up 1.5 years of my life plus 2 terms, 13.5 years. I could be hanging out on the beach somewhere, and for this kind of money, I'm putting in a couple of ocean-going yachts to boot. This is about saving our country. Because we're not going to have one. The way these Marxist CCP liberals are going. Next. Got to be lethal military. Well, I know something about that from being veterans. We got great soldiers. We got some woke generals that got to go. If you're lethal and they know it, they don't come after you. Like Communist China is just running around the world right now doing whatever they want to. It's got to stop. Next. The enemy. I believe these guys are pure evil. I don't think they give a hoot about the 1.6 billion people that they've subvert in their own country. There's 98 million of these clowns that are after the world. They'll do anything to take it, and they want this country. They get America, it's all over. They own the world. Israel's gone, everything's gone. I stand in their way. I'll be a fighter for you. You're going to have to fight for me to get me there. We've got a McConnell guy in the name of Brnovich in this race. We got all the money in the world that Soros will put behind Kelly. If we got the voters, and we got the big guy, we got the job won. Next. We all want clean air and water. I know a lot about it. Every power plant we ever built complies with EPA. We just got to get them out of the way and get back to building big stuff. Next. Speaking of building big stuff, Communist China will own the seaways pretty soon with that Navy they're building. They're not going to let the ores into our country. They're out running around the world tying up the rare earths. Well, good news is, good Lord's blessed this country, Canada, Mexico, with just about everything we need. But we got to get out of our own way and get the government, the EPA, and all these other pacifists and liberals out of the way. We know the laws. We can live within the permit requirements and then get back to mining and processing. It's a must that we have this stuff. Otherwise, we're not going to have a country because they'll leverage it. It's way worse than you think. I know it every day because I buy, as a company, we buy billions of dollars of product. It's in bad shape. We got to get it fixed quick. Next. Same about the forest. We know our forest better than anybody in Washington does. We got to get them cleaned up. If you notice, we have one biomass plant left in Arizona. It's doing just fine. goes around and cleans up 15,000 acres a year. You don't have forest fires, or when they do, they're very controllable. They don't endanger the homes and the communities. We need 3 more. It's not very difficult to do. Just get out of the way and we'll take care of it. Got to finish up with this one. Again, very happy to have the endorsement of the Arizona Police Association. First time ever, all 50 of the largest police agencies in the state have endorsed. First time they've also endorsed this early. But I can tell you, those guys, I see big, tough guys, and they're scared what's happening on our streets. The stories and the ride-alongs will scare you too. There's some evil people out there that aren't going to jail, and when they do, they bounce right out. And it's bad out there, fellas, I'm telling you. They can't fill the ranks. Some of it's money, but not a lot. It's the morale. The politicians we've allowed to come in are pushing these people down, even though they're out there putting their lives on the line every day. They don't support them. We've had a record number killed this year alone, not just in Arizona, but across the nation. We don't have safe streets, we don't have a country. I'll finish with that one. Again, I want to summarize that. If you want a politician, you want a lawyer, you want the same old, I'm not your guy. Okay? You want somebody that's going to fight, and I'm going to play rough. I'm not going to play cutesy. Martha, God bless her, she let Kelly off pretty easy. I'm going to make up for that and some more. I'm coming after him hard, starting the first quarter with ads. RNC is doing some, but I'm going to play rougher. You got to point it out. You got to show the American people. I will appeal to the independents. I'm in renewable these days. Used to be in coal and gas, one of the biggest renewable companies in the country. We are unsubsidized. We are half the price of gas, so we're not on the ratepayer, taxpayer. But if you want somebody tough, you want somebody who's got a big heart, because I'm not just some conservative business guy. We give 10% of our net income, millions a year, to the most needy, because it's the right thing to do. I'll take care of the folks in U.S. Senate, but I'm not going to be the TV camera guy. I like to say that right now I kind of think DeSantis is probably our best governor. I'm standing up for his folks. I'll make DeSantis look weak. I mean it, guys. I need your help. If you're serious about saving our country, I need you to get involved now, not next March, not next August. You start getting involved now. Appreciate your time today. Thank you.